Wait, was Angela planting her murder weapon on us when she gave it to us earlier? After all we did to help her, too. What a total bitch. His face is covered with a piece of paper. There's something written on it. This man was hung for the crime of counterfeiting. Justice and revenge have been served. This man was hung for the crime of arson. Justice and revenge have been served. This man was hung for the crime of kidnapping. Justice and revenge have been served. This man was hung for the crime of thievery. Justice and revenge have been served. This man was hung for the crime of murder. Justice and revenge have been served. This man was hung for the crime of swindling. Justice and revenge have been served. Alright, so this room is not designed for fetish play, even though it looks like it. This is actually a puzzle, and I'm gonna show you how to solve it here in a minute.
Dead men, swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? Tongue turned blue and face gone gray. Watch them as they twist and sway. The first one killed the butcher man, then cooked him in the frying pan, served him to his hungry guests, and gave them seconds on request. The next one, with his smile and sweets, stole poor children off the streets. To men who dressed unsavory, he sold them into slavery. Breaking into a home at night, the thief he had a nasty fright. Filled his foolish head with ale, woke in the morn in the county jail. The artist with his daunting skill tried his hand at painting bills, but caught in rain he was undone, when the ink he used did start to run, with promises of great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled it up and out of sight, quietly slipped off into night. 3 houses into ashes burned, the sheriff, with no place to turn, did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up and beat him down. Dead men, swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? 6 feet long and 6 men wide, round their necks the noose be tied.
And it looks like they're in the market for a 7th member, but James isn't into bondage twister, so we politely decline their offer. So the answer to this puzzle varies depending on what riddle difficulty you're playing on, but what you want to do is you want to find the contradiction in the rhyme and then pull the according rope. Seeing as how we're playing on normal, our contradiction is the arsonist. 3 houses into ashes burned, the sheriff with no place to turn, did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up and beat him down. So there's the contradiction. The sheriff cannot prove whether or not the stranger was the person who did the crime, seeing as how he was a stranger and he was brand new to the town. So we are going to come up here and give this rope a quick tug. And now that James has done his good Samaritan deed for the day, we head back through the totally not creepy, spooky, blood-filled hallway back to receive a gift. A letter to Hogwarts? Oh no, it's just a key of the persecuted. Never mind. Maybe next time, James. Maybe next time. Well, at least me and James don't have to tread through any more of those water tunnels. There was like 40 of them in the last part. We gotta be grateful for the little things in Silent Hill life. Like this hallway that's completely devoid of any scary inhabitants. Even though it is, you know, kind of encrusted with dried aged blood. But James could take the handcuffs, but he's not into that, and so we politely decline. Oh, yeah. Nothing screams survival horror like having a rusty, raining sound in your ears. Oh, for fuck... What are the chances that James stumbles through platform 9 3/4 and finds a dry cleaners? Runs into Pyramid Head and he's just like folding his underwear or something?
Sup?
Maria? Maria? Maria, no! What happened to you? Why? Why? Mary.
So, my personal interpretation of that scene is that Maria is obviously James's ideal sexy and healthy version of Mary manifested by the town. Back when Pyramid Head stabbed Maria in the hospital in an effort to try to make James recall past events, the town simply created the image of Maria on the other side of the bars, appealing directly to James's sexual desire to motivate him to remember and find the truth to what happened to Mary. Then when he finally reaches Maria, he's left with the reality that Maria's now a corpse, appearing to be stricken with an illness that's causing her flesh to deteriorate and decay, much like the illness that Mary was plagued with. Again, this scene is very heavily symbolic, so remember it. Notice how Laura has seemingly never even noticed Maria's existence. There's a very foreboding atmosphere in the next segment as well, so I'd prefer to remain silent for this so you can take it in. Thank you for understanding, and I'll see you soon. I would also lastly like you to bear in mind the cemetery, and recall the names on the headstones. Also recall which of those graves we jumped into. They're very symbolic as well, but I'd like to leave it to you to determine the significance of them. We'll talk about it a bit later. So, I'd like to use this time as a short reflective exercise of all the characters we've encountered so far. We have Angela Orozco, a deeply mentally and emotionally troubled teenage runaway who was sexually and emotionally abused by her father Thomas, whom she later murdered. She was likely drawn to Silent Hill through her feelings of guilt and remorse to confront her past. Next we have Laura, an innocent young girl free of sin who was a close friend to Mary while she lay bedridden in the hospital due to her illness. And lastly, Eddie Dombrowski, who suffers from a history of verbal abuse and ridicule, who is likely drawn to Silent Hill to repent and be granted penance for the ways he's handled these situations in the past.
Eddie? What are you doing? What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that. Eddie, have you gone nuts?
James, what did I say earlier about antagonizing people with
You too.
revolvers?
You're just like him, James.
James really does have a bad habit of saying the wrong things
I
at the
didn't mean
wrong
anything.
time.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James!
How does that saying go, baseball cap? Don't bring a pistol to a rifle fight? Pretty sure that's how it goes, right? Well, seeing as how I may have to murder my best friend here in a minute, don't mind if I do. See, now this is an act of self-defense, because Eddie's crazy in the coconut. And oh good lord does that boy need therapy.
When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts up. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's
I
party.
highly doubt you could do the cha-cha, Tubby. Let's go. And now we participate in America's favorite pastime, a high-stakes, deadly life-or-death gunfight. You guys do this, right, America? Come on. Come on. At least James finally gets to get shot by a crazed psychopathic murderer off his bucket list now.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being.
Rest in peace, baseball cap. You'd have made a great cotton candy concessionist? Probably?
Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
James came into your compartment, left the bloodstains on the Arctic, and then he ran into the meat room. You were shot down. It was your tomb. Eddie, are you okay? So, Eddie, are you okay? Are you okay, Eddie? Eddie, are you okay? So, Eddie, are you okay? Are you okay, Eddie? Eddie, are you okay? So, Eddie, are you okay? Are you okay, Eddie? You've been shot by, you've been sniped by a smooth Sunderland.